Sona, Swan, hundreds of them. Even those big time people that are doing sachet water, they end up selling it to people, innocent Nigerians. How much do they pay to the government? How much do they pay? Oh, water is not resources. It's not a national resources. Then if water is not a national resource, then oil is not a national resource. Then gold, then coal, then kaolin, then all the natural resources that we have that are considered as national resources of the country, then are not resources. Or because people see water freely. Water is not free. If people think that water is free, water is not free. I can't see sentiment. What is coming is not Benue State, it's the governor of Benue State. And the governor of Benue State is an investor in the water sector. And he knows the consequences of this bill for investors in water sector. They will be regulated. He's a big time investor. He has 2 big companies in the water sector. And he uses, exploit, obstruct, and extract the water resources of Benue State or federal government without paying anything. And he ends up selling to the general public, particularly the Benue people. And this is the crux of the matter. So it's not about Benue. It's not about Benue, because I have not heard Kogi's governor talking about, and the confluence of the 2 rivers are in Kogi State. I have not heard the governor of Edo State talking about this. I've not heard the governor of Kebbi State is talking about this. I've not heard the governor of Nasarawa or Adamawa or Taraba. They are all on these major rivers. Or even in Delta, Ethiop River, or even in Katsina, Kebbi, Zamfara, Sokoto, they are in Rima River. Or what about Kaduna and others? What about Borno? What about Kano? What about Gombe? They are all rivers that traverses more than one state. None of them is complaining. Who will make legislation on a river where there are 4 or 5 states on it? This is what this bill is talking about. People in the industry are more likely to understand the advantages of this bill. Why this bill? This bill is not new. This bill is a combination of 4 acts that have been in existence for the last 35 years in this country. So we're just consolidating them, improving them, and then come up with one legislation under water sector, because it's rather, you are better off with one legislation than having pieces of legislation under one sector. Just like what we're doing in aviation. Give me one section of the bill that says that 34 kilometers or so kilometers will be taken, and 18 kilometers will be taken and give it to Luga. What do you mean by Luga? What is the look? We must not start to bring trivial things in this country. Is it something that is being orchestrated against a section of this country? What is the take of the North? Let me break it down. What is the take of the North on the bill? What is the take of the North on the bill? If people are trying to hang this bill on the neck of Northerners, because that's the whole intention. That's the whole cry. We must not try to degenerate into this kind of things. These laws are there. They have been there for the last 35 years. What the law is saying is regulation. You develop a regulatory framework, how some of the participants in the water sector will operate. Like you have quack borehole drillers. You have quack borehole drillers that they don't even understand the geophysics of an area. They'll just go and drill a borehole without knowing whether that borehole is near a septic tank or is near a toilet. If there is no regulator, either whether at the state level or at the federal level or at the local government level, how do they operate? So the law is saying the states will create a framework whereby there will be a national policy on how these things will operate. Then the states and local government will drive from that national framework how they can regulate water sector participants in their location. That's what it's saying. I will suggest that the Senate should give this bill another opportunity to be subjected to public hearing. Let them open it to the skeptics, let them see there is nothing hidden, because if there is something hidden, then they must have hidden for the last 35 years, 34 years, 27 years, and 10 years of the legislation that were brought together. I think that's my own my take on it.